to, iron out whatever differences there might be in their batting lineup. I don't think Casey's approach today was a very good one. He tried to muscle the ball over the top and in the end lost his wicket. And of course they would want a better start to their innings. So, but in the end they've gotten across the finish line. Here we see before our very eyes. You're going to see that usual handshake between both teams. So Carty, he was LBW to Ali for 16 from 15 balls. Louis, he was bowl Ali for 1. Then Chandapal caught Blondell bowl Martina for 27 from 19. Peters not out 53 from 33 balls. Charles bowl Martina for 24 from 22 balls. Cruikshank caught Blondell bowl John L. Eugene for 8 from 6 balls. Barnwell not out 14 from 6 balls. And of course that is the story of the batting for you. Extras has contributed 9. They have done it from 17 overs and in the end 149 runs for 5. So victory to the Spartans team, and of course they would want to continue the winning ways. Of course the combined United team would need to come back in their next match, but we'll have to wait and see whether or not that.
So that's the latest here at the Carib Lumber Ball Park here in St. Martin. Game number 1 is done and dusted, and the Spartans, local favorites, winning. They defeated the Combines by 5 wickets. We're going to take a short break. You can probably join us again at around 5 minutes to 2 when the second match will be bowled off. Well, welcome back here for game number 2 at the Cariball Lumber Park. And Dwayne Smith and Bilal Qureshi opening the batting for the Adam Sanford All-Stars. And they're coming up against the Anguilla Tigers. We're ready for the action. So first game out of the way. Local favourite Spartan taking care of Combine United as they took away a 5-wicket victory. Jonathan Eugene with a half-century, but the man of the match was Peters, who grabbed the hat-trick en route to 4 for 22 and then had an unbeaten half-century. So just got dismissed towards the end, but he had a half-century, so that was a man of the match performance. So we're ready for this game. Gilbert Walters is going to open the bowling. He is coming from just below the Century Hills, and he is bowling to Dwayne Smith. Here is Walters. The Smith outside the off-stump. This is cut away by Smith for 4. You don't bowl short Smith outside the off-stump. And it's also a no ball. Was it? Yes, so it's a free hit we should be seeing as I welcome for the first time this afternoon Keith Carty.
Well, thank you very much, Vinud. Good afternoon to all. And as we said, game 1 has been dusted. Victory to Spartans against the Combined United team. Here we are, the Anguilla Tigers. Strangely, Anguilla Tigers and not the Angolan Dolphins, which would be much more appropriate in my view. But for some reason or the other, they have chosen to go with the Tigers. But the first delivery outside of the off someone doing so made no mistake and dispatched it behind point for 4. So here's Walters to bowl team once more.
Walters is in. Smith is looking to go straight down. At one peels off the inside edge of the bat down to the boundary at long leg for 4. So 8 without loss after 2 balls.
8 without loss after 2 balls. And of course, Gilbert Walters would need to this line like much tighter than that. That delivery could have probably hit the bat and go on to the stumps, but it was not the case. But clearly, Dwayne Smith was looking to go high over the top of long off. And he was a nonsense player and played for the West Indies back. Got 100 against, of course, all fielded by Marten Hodge in the backward point position. Another opening batsman for the Leewoods team. So here's Hodge. Then you have Athanaz at cover point. Chesney Hughes out at the cover region. Then you have Yannick Lana down at mid-off. Hamilton at mid-on. And Shaka Hodge in that forward square position as Walters comes in now to bowl to Dwayne Smith once more.
Good delivery. And it beats Smith outside the off-stump. It also beats the wicketkeeper down to the boundary for 4. So that's 12. There was a little bit of outside movement. A shape away from the right-hander. Kept a bit low as well. And into the boundary for 4.
So we see 4 deliveries gone, 3 boundaries already scored. And Adam Sanford All-Stars, they off a flying start here in this match so far.
Walters not enjoying this opening over. Here is Walters again. He bowls, driving, losing the top hand in the shot was Smith. It goes down to backward point. Athanase is there. And there is no run.
That was a much better length delivery, of course. Played in the offside and the batsman not really getting the opportunity to score. And the total so far 13 for no loss in this, the very first over.
Walters bowls, and this time Smith plays it just a little later down to a wide third man. He is coming back for 2, so he reaches double figures now. The score moves on to 15 without loss. So Smith, with all his experience, he got a delivery that was short and wide, and he didn't rush to cut it square. He just waited that split second. He's down to a wide third man. He gets 2. 15 without loss.
Well, this is a very expensive over so far from Gilbert Walters. We don't want to leave a wicket here. Stars from really running off to a huge total this afternoon, and Dwayne Smith at the top. You know, he isn't going to muck around. He's going to look to score and score very quickly. So there's a long on. I mean, in fact, a mid on, a mid off. The third man right back on the boundary. A solitary slip, a backward point cover. Here is him to bowl to Smith once more.
Well, that's a Yorker line delivery. And the Smith gets some bat onto it. It goes down again to Artenes. The ball seems to be following him. And it's the end of the over 15 without loss. A good first over there for the Adam Sanford All-Stars.
Yeah, very good first over for the Adam Sanford All-Stars. And they would just need to continue and just keep the Angola Tigers under whatever pressure they can instill on them. And in the end, hope to restrict Angola pretty quickly. Well, first of all, it's already been gone. Angolan All-Stars, of course, they won the toss and they are batting first. In fact, they are fielding. And the score 15 for no loss.
So, we're going to continue here now. And Bilal Qureshi was flown in all the way from Australia to play in this tournament. The left-hander. Got 100 when he played for the Adam Sanford All-Stars at the US Open earlier in December at the Central Broad Regional Park in Florida. Who's the bowler? Shaka Hodge is going to take up the attack now, and he is going to bowl from the media center end, the commentary box end. So Qureshi, a small man. Hodges into him, and he's bowled him. In fact, there's a lot of people like before, and what's it? He's bowled.
Well, the very first ball in line with middle stump. And Karachi beaten for pace somewhat, losing the middle stump, and a good wicket for the Angolan Tigers to get to see Bilal very much on his way for no score.
Well, cricket is a very, very, at times can be very heartbreaking. You fly all the way from halfway across the world, and the very first delivery you face, you end up being bowled. Now, the man going into bat is the US All-Stars captain, Zishan Qureshi. No relation to Bilal Qureshi. Zishan Qureshi is university student in America, the son of Mohammed Qureshi, chairman of Cricket Council USA, chairman of Mac TV. So he's out there now, and he is a captain now. He doesn't muck around, so he'll be looking to go after the bowling. Smith is talking to him, so Smith is probably giving him some advice. There's probably no need to attack from ball one with Smith there.
Well, how often have we seen batsmen come and go today for the very first delivery? I think that's about the fourth batsman that happened to. Peter's getting a hat-trick this morning, and now Bilal been bowled middle stump by Shaka Hodge from the very first delivery in this over. And Shaka could not have asked for a better start. And the new batsman is taking his guard. So Qureshi is going to half strike to Shaka Hodge. So he was surveying the field, and there is a long on. There's also a mid-wicket. Those are the two fielders beyond the 30-yard circle. And Qureshi will go into his stance just about now. And Shaka Hodge will bowl to him. So.
Well, Shaka Hodge will want to be on the spot. Qureshi taps at the crease and waits. He's the captain of this team. He's a left-arm orthodox spinner. He comes across. Good delivery by Hodge. Hodge reminds me, in terms of his bowling, he reminds me of Cornwall. He stands very tall and looks to dart it in. Not much spin.
Well, the ball is new. You wouldn't expect it to really spin off the surface that much. But he has represented Angola and the Leeward, of course. And so he's a very experienced campaigner. As he tosses the ball from hand to hand and goes into bowl to Qureshi once more.
He is the bowler, Qureshi. Qureshi looking to drive, expansive through the offside, fails to make contact, and goes through to the wicketkeeper.
So there's a change in the field as Hamilton skips around from short wicket to extra cover area, and Adams is going to go a long square. In fact, he has gone to cover, and Adams has gone to extra cover. And well, of course, next door neighbors to St. Martin, and just took the opportunity to be a part of this.
And Qureshi gives himself room, looking to go through the offside. He can't. It's the end of a maiden over, a maiden wicket there for Shaka Hodge. So Qureshi yet to get off the mark. Dwayne Smith at the other end is on 10. The score is 15 for 1 at the end of over number 2.
So at the end of the second over, good comeback over from Shaka Hodge. The first over going for 15, and he able to pick up a wicket too. Will even make it even more special. So it's going to be Kelbert Walters to continue from the far end. And if he doesn't get it right in this over, they'll have no choice but to replace him with someone else, Bilal. I mean, Vinod.
Yes, so 11 runs coming in his first over. He went for a bit of a tap. Let's see how he fares. Smith is on 14, is it, or 10? Smith is on 10. The score is 15 for 1. Smith striking 2 boundaries so far. He waits now on the Kelbert Walters. Change in the field. The mid-off comes, drops back 3/4 of the way to the boundary. And the man at short off goes to an extra cover. As Walters is in, bowls to Smith. Smith is looking to drive. Does he lose the wicketkeeper down to the boundary for 4?
Well, Marten normally is a very good wicketkeeper, but so far what we've seen from him has been poor. Ball bouncing outside the line of the off stump and not really getting the gloves behind the ball. So already we've seen the ball disappear for 2 boundaries. And Walters probably won, well, what am I to do to bowl the delivery? And she takes from, Dwayne takes once more. And the total?
It's 19 now for 1. Here is Kelbert Walters. He comes in again and bowls outside the off-stump. Smith goes with him. That's 6 runs. That's a magnificent strike by Dwayne Smith. It's into the car park. He pitched it up. He was in his zone, and Smith just played nicely through the line. Magnificent shot. 25 for the loss of 1. So, we're enjoying the cricket here. A lot of